All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about toddler clothes today, but probably not in the way you're used to. I want you to start thinking about what your little one wears less as an outfit and more as high-performance gear. Seriously, gear that's engineered for some of the most demanding athletes on the entire planet.
And isn't that just the absolute truth? I mean, you've seen it. We all have. The grass stains, the mud-caked knees, those, mystery smears that just seem to appear out of thin air. It's the perfect picture of the extreme conditions their clothes have to deal with, day in and day out.
Okay, get ready for this number, 13,000. That's how many steps, on average, a toddler takes in a single day. To put that in perspective, that's way more than most of us adults. So we're not just talking about kids playing. We are talking about tiny endurance athletes. And while they're hitting that crazy step count, they're also, perfecting their skills. Research shows that a toddler who's just learning to walk falls about 17 times an hour. 17! Their clothes are literally their first line of defense against a world full of bumps and scrapes.
So with all that intense activity, it is zero surprise that their gear gets put through the ringer. A survey of parents in India found they change their toddlers' clothes 3 to 5 times a day. Think about that. That's from food spills, sweat, dirt, you name it. That is a massive amount of wear and tear.
And all of this brings us to what I like to call the toddler gauntlet. It's this daily obstacle course of running and climbing and falling and spilling that their clothes have to somehow survive. And the truth is, most of them just aren't built for it. Not even close.
And that's really the core of the issue, right? We dress our little explorers in these cute outfits, but when it comes to performance, standard playwear often fails the most basic tests. It's just not designed for the sheer intensity of toddler life.
But, clothes wearing out too quickly, that's only one part of the story. The problem actually goes way deeper than your laundry pile. We're talking about hidden risks that can affect a child's health and even their development.
So let's talk about a really key concept, thermal comfort. This is so important because by age 2, a toddler's sweat glands are already fully active. Now, imagine a hot climate like India, where summer temps can easily top 35 degrees Celsius. The right clothing? Well, it stops being about comfort and it becomes a health imperative.
And this comparison just lays it out so clearly. On one side, you've got breathable cotton, which is what pediatricians recommend, and on the other, you have synthetic fabrics like polyester that literally trap heat against the skin. When you remember that a toddler's skin is thinner and absorbs things 2 to 3 times more than our adult skin, the choice becomes pretty obvious. And look at these numbers from the Indian Academy of Pediatrics. They're just staggering. A whopping 60% of toddlers suffer from prickly heat or some other kind of rash during the peak of summer. This isn't just a small inconvenience, it's a huge, widespread issue, and it's directly linked to heat and moisture being trapped against their very sensitive skin.
Which leads us to a really important question, maybe the most important one. We spend so much time and energy trying to give our kids opportunities to play, but what if the very clothes we put them in are holding them back? Could a stiff, hot, or uncomfortable fabric actually be a barrier to their development?
And the research on this, it is crystal clear. Kids who are thermally comfortable, not too hot, not too cold, play for up to 40% longer. It makes total sense, right? When a child gets too warm, their body's natural reaction is to just slow down. And that means less running, less climbing, less of all the activities that are so crucial for their growth.
Okay, so we've laid out the problems pretty clearly. So what's the solution? How do you actually find playwear that works? Well, here is a super practical checklist for what to look for the next time you're shopping. I want you to think of this as the official spec sheet for elite toddler gear. We're going way beyond just 100% cotton. We're talking about specific weaves that actually pull moisture away from the skin, a durable interlock fabric that resists scrapes, special finishes that repel stains, and a fit that gives them total freedom of movement. And of course, the big one, it has to survive the washing machine over and over and over again.
Let's break down one of those technical terms, DWR. It stands for Durable Water Repellent. Basically, it's this special coating that makes liquids bead up and roll right off the surface instead of soaking in immediately. Now, considering the average toddler has something like 8 to 12 spills a day, this isn't a luxury feature. It is an absolute sanity saver.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. Performance gear. That sounds expensive. But let's actually break down the economics here, because investing in quality is, believe it or not, the smarter financial decision in the long run. So let's really look at the numbers. A cheaper set might seem like a bargain at 299 rupees, but if it only lasts for 20 washes before it's stretched out or stained, your cost per wear is actually pretty high. Now compare that to a performance set at 699 rupees. Yeah, the initial price is higher, but it's built to last for over a year and more than 80 washes. The long-term value? It's not even a contest.
So, to sum it all up, the value here is incredibly clear. Smart playwear means fewer outfit changes during the day. That means you actually need to buy fewer clothes overall. This brings your cost per wear way down, and, most importantly, it keeps your child comfortable, protects their skin, and supports the one thing that truly matters: longer, happier, and more developmental play.
And that's really the final thought I want to leave you with. The next time you're doing laundry, take a real look at your child's wardrobe and ask yourself this one simple question. Are these clothes just covering their body, or are they actually supporting them on their incredible daily adventure? Is their playwear keeping up, or is it holding them back?